Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the When in Seoul podcast. It's Danny Cho and Bobby Cho here. Today, we will be talking about superstitions, particularly Korean superstitions.
Mm-hmm. A lot of superstitions I've heard for the first time, actually. Mm-hmm. So they were surprising.
Yeah.
Not so weird if you think about it from a Korean's perspective and when they break it down.
Yeah. I mean, the most, I don't want to say weird, but like the most unusual superstition I heard. I mean, I've heard this before back home too, because my mom would be like, "Don't do this." The infamous fan death superstition.
Right. That seems to be the one that comes up the most.
Right.
The most common, I guess, that people talk about. I never heard about that until I moved to Korea.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about it so many times. Well, my mom, she said basically that if you turn on the fan while you go to sleep, and if all the doors or windows are closed, then you will die.
I thought it was just the fan. It didn't matter if the doors or windows were open or closed.
Well,
I just always thought it was if the fan was on while you were sleeping near your head.
right.
Maybe it was like blowing away oxygen.
Yeah.
Or something.
So according to Wikipedia, and we all know Wikipedia is always correct, right? Fan death is a well-known superstition in Korean culture where it is thought that running an electric fan in a closed room with unopened or no windows will prove fatal. Despite no concrete evidence to support the concept, belief in fan death persists to this day. So yeah, they're saying that if you don't have any windows or if it's closed,
They're saying essentially that you can suffocate. If the fan is near your head, then the air is being blown all over the place and you can't catch the air. I
right?
guess, right?
So you can't. So it's blowing
oxygen.
away the oxygen. So basically, the origins of the belief, where the idea came from, is unclear. But fears about electric fans date almost to their introduction to Korea, with stories dating to the 1920s and 30s, warning the risks of nausea, asphyxiation, and facial paralysis from the new technology. One conspiracy theory is that the Korean government created or perpetuated the myth as propaganda to curb the energy consumption of South Korean households.
Okay, so it's basically, that could make sense too. To create a myth to get people to stop using so much electricity.
Yeah. And
Right.
well, the thing is, like, right now it's hot, right? So I have bought a fan, and given that I don't listen to my parents, and I'm an American, so I don't really understand Korean superstitions, or quite frankly, I don't believe in any of them. So I turned on a fan while going to sleep, and I've been doing it for the last month.
Actually, come to think of it, last night I slept with the fan on. Yeah.
And we're still here,
Yeah.
right?
That's true. But I heard people, that's why there's a timer on a lot of Korean fans, which is a nice function.
Did you set the timer on your fan?
I never use a timer.
Right.
Because I always forget there is one.
Yeah.
But my wife always uses a timer. And I wonder if that's because she's superstitious and she doesn't want it. Or she's just more mindful of saving energy.
Well, since I've turned on the fan for a month, I received the electric bill.
Yeah.
And it was significantly higher
With the fan on?
for a month.
Like how much higher?
Well, I usually pay about $7
Yeah.
a month. We went up to 50.
Wow, just on the fan?
Yeah. I was turning it on
Well, did you have the AC on as well?
not together. But I would turn on the AC
every now and then.
Okay,
so it wasn't just the fan you were using. Yeah. Okay.
So I wanted to kill myself. So so I guess fan death is kind of good, right? No, but yeah. So my mom also. This is kind of different because I don't know any real origin story behind this, but my mom also said if you sleep with the windows open, 입 돌아간다, meaning like you get facial paralysis or Bell's palsy.
Oh, okay. Like
know what I
when
mean?
half your face is it's not functioning.
Yeah.
It kind of droops low.
Yeah. So she says that
I have heard that too.
Yeah.
If you sleep with the window open, you're in risk of that. That is actually, it's a myth, of course. Mm-hmm. But there's no. I've had some friends with it and friends that have had that, and apparently there's nobody really knows why it happens, but it goes away after.
Well, I know people that have continually like it kind of messes up their face in terms of like this. So it's not symmetrical anymore, right?
Okay.
So I've had friends that had it and have like acupuncture done, and their one side that's affected still a little droopy. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh.
So, basically you can't sleep with the fan on or have the window open.
Yeah.
So, just don't sleep with the fan on. Or sleep with the window open.
So basically just die of like just being super hot in your room, right? You know? Nah. So these days I sleep with the window open and the fan on.
Okay.
So that means that I'm like, bring it.
You're still here. So,
I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm all right.
That's good to know. The other one I hear often is the whistling at night. Apparently, if you whistle when the sun goes down, ghosts and snakes like the sound of whistling, and they come out.
But don't you wait. I know you have a song where you request the audience to whistle along, right?
Yeah.
And most of your gigs are at night.
And whenever I play this song, which I don't very often, I always ask the audience in my broken Korean, 혹시 whistle 할 수 있나요? 이 다음 곡 whistling 있어요. I don't know how to say whistling in Korean.
휘바람.
휘바람. Okay.
Yeah.
I've never said that ever in my life. But so I'd always ask, is it okay if I whistle in the song? I'm going to ask you to whistle too. And they're always like, nah. But no one ever says no. Actually, one time somebody said no. I remember that. Yeah. And then, I mean, if you are superstitious and you believe in ghosts, why would you whistle at night or let someone else whistle if they ask you?
See, I have a traumatic experience with. I'm afraid of the dark. When I was a kid,
Still?
yes.
Oh, really? Okay.
So if you turn off all the lights right now in here, I will freak out. But when I was a kid, I don't know what I did wrong, but I was being punished, and my father decided to lock me in the garage. The garage had no lights there.
Oh, man.
Right?
Okay.
And on top of that, most Koreans don't use their garage to store their cars. They use it for like just random knickknacks and they just storage.
They put the barbecue in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put
There was like
crates.
There was
magazines.
There was a kayak in there, and it was all just disheveled, right? And,
your T-ball, wiffle bats, stuff like that.
Just random stuff, right? And so my dad was kind of a hoarder, right? Anyway, so no lights, and I'm freaking out because like I feel like there's critters or monsters or you know what I mean, whatever.
I'm beginning to understand you a little better now.
Right.
So not only are you afraid of the dark, then this is why you are claustrophobic.
Yes.
Probably has a lot to do with that.
I freak out.
Okay.
And so like I was like screaming and the only source of light was the crack underneath the door where a little bit of light came in, right? So I was just focused on that, and I basically spent the night in the garage. Now, if I'm at home and I'm watching, let's say, a scary movie, obviously I'm going to turn off all the lights, right? But the light from the TV is enough, but it's a scary movie, then I start thinking about spirits and critters.
Okay.
And if I feel like there is one nearby or in the vicinity, I kind of make like a noise, like hey.
To scare them off.
I'd be like, ahem.
To warn them?
To be like, yo, I
Wow.
know you're here, right?
You got problems.
Right,
man.
right. But I also whistle.
You whistle too.
Yeah.
Okay, but now
I won't whistle
because you know that you're summoning them.
Yeah, because the spirits would be like, "What's up, dog? You called?" You know what I mean? So
here's the thing. I actually I think I believe in ghosts, and so because I think I saw one before, and it happened in Michigan a long time ago. I had a show there, and I crashed at like a dorm room of one of the student organizers, yeah. And then I remember waking up. There was like a person. It was just like a dark figure, like standing watching me sleep, and I was just like, "All right, this is so weird." I was like, "Hello, hi, what's going on?" And as soon as I wasn't freaked out. I was just like, "What is this? What are they doing?"
Yeah,
and then it disappeared.
Oh wow!
Like before my eyes.
So it didn't like just leave. It just
and it definitely
vanished.
was a figure. Yeah, like slowly it vanished in before my eyes, and I literally like yelled at the top of my lungs.
Really
woke up the entire house, and I was just like, "Hey, does this house have like ghosts or something?" And they're like, "Oh, you saw the ghost?" I was like, "Oh my gosh!" So ever since then, I always felt like it. So. Whistling for me here too in Korea is a little bit dodgy. Like I'll do it at shows because there's people around, and yeah, I can handle ghosts when there's other people around.
You can handle hosts,
but
that's funny.
I can't at home though, and my wife too. She often like tells me, "Don't whistle." At night.
So your wife is superstitious.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Korean superstitions, or maybe she's just educating me. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, another one that I've
Might
learned.
as well be safe.
Yeah, another one I've learned, and it's not as ominous or whatever, but the superstition is if you gift your significant other a pair of shoes, then that means that person will run away. Actually, my mom has told me this many times, you know, and so currently there's this girl that I'm not seeing, you know, I'm not necessarily like, I don't know, how do you call it? It's like, it's not a one night stand. It's like a 1 month one night stand.
Shit.
Yeah. I mean, we're not dating or anything, but she seems to want to hang out all the time, and I kind of don't. But since we're not together, you can't officially break up with someone that you're not together with, right? So I've been like buying her shoes.
Oh, really?
Like here and there. Not expensive ones, but just like...
And she's not taking the hint?
No.
Okay.
No. So
well, you've been buying her shoes.
just to be like, hey, like, you know, hey, hint, you know. So I think next time when I stay over her house... I'm going to turn the fan on. Not to kill her, but just to, you know what I mean? Just to, like, you know, raise her electricity bill a little bit.
I heard about this shoe thing when I moved to Korea. But then it reminded me of a story of how my parents met. When my parents met, my mother had said my father had brought her a pair of shoes. My mom didn't like him. But he said... I have this pair of shoes that your aunt gave me to give to you. I guess he went to Korea. And I always wondered, I was like, well, why would dad give you shoes if he liked you?
Right.
You know? Yeah, I don't know. I was maybe is it a new superstition or is it like,
I don't know.
Is this like an old thing?
I don't know.
I gotta get to the bottom of it. But
the next one is the number 4.
Yes, this we can talk about on terms of understanding because we have the same superstitious beliefs with the number 13.
Right.
Or not the same, but similar. You know?
Like a number thing, right? So, like, you know, you go to I've seen some, buildings where on the elevator, they won't have the 13th floor, like, written on it.
Oh, in the States, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the 13th floor is often omitted from
Right.
most buildings.
Right.
In Korea, the 4th floor
Yeah.
is sometimes omitted from the buildings, right?
Yeah, what they'll do is instead of calling it on the elevator, it won't be the number 4. They'll write the letter F.
Ah, okay.
So it'll be 1, 2, 3, F, 5, 6, 7. You know what I mean?
Because I remember someone pointing it out to someone, and they're like, "Yeah, the number 4 is bad luck." And then I said, "Oh, we have the same thing, the number 13, and so we don't have the 13th floor." But they were surprised.
Right.
They were Korean.
Right.
They're like, "Really?"
Yeah.
But the thing that surprised me was, why would it surprise you if you guys have the same thing? And so,
well, the origin is that the number 4, 사, is also in Chinese characters. It's the word for death, and so that is why the number 4 is avoided. In the number 13, there are many theories of why that's the unlucky number. I think the most common one is that at the Last Supper table there were 13 people sitting there, 12 disciples and Jesus. So one of them will betray you, Judas.
Oh, I see.
It was that.
Right. The 13th was Judas.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's one of the...
So I want to ask then, in Korea, if you get to the 44th floor, is it called FF? You know?
Or if you have a phone number and it's just like, you know what I mean?
A lot of 4s in the number.
Yeah. That might be unlucky, right?
Actually, do you have any 4s in your phone number?
No. Do you?
No, I don't.
See? So, like, do you think, like, mortuary phone numbers here or like, cemetery phone numbers is, like, 010, like, you know what I mean? Like, 385644444. Do you think, you know? Yeah, so the number 4, I mean, actually, in LA, my parents, you know when you first get a cell phone or get a new number, like, they actually avoided the number 4. I remember that. They were like, I don't like this number because it has, like, too many 4s in it.
Okay.
So that is a thing.
Yeah, I don't hear the 4 thing as much as I do, as I've heard, like, the fan death. Also, like, sticking chopsticks into rice.
Right.
I've heard that a lot, because I used to do that a lot.
Like, because you don't want to, like, lay it on the table?
Yeah. And then I've been called out on it a couple. I don't do it anymore.
Right.
And
that's just low class.
Yeah, is it low class?
No, but
it's not only Korean though; it's a Chinese thing,
right?
Because
because it is similar to, you know, when you do like the chesa, like the funeral processions or whatever.
Right.
It's similar to the incense burning.
Oh,
you know how it's standing up.
Yeah.
And so
I thought it was more like it symbolizes like a tombstone or something like that. But that makes more sense.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
In Japan too, they don't like that either. Right. So
yeah, but it's crazy. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna. Because my thing is, why would you stick the chopstick upright into your bowl of rice? You would use other utensils to eat other things.
No, yeah, like a bowl of soup or something.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm using the spoon, so I don't want to put my chopsticks on the table. I never do anyway. I always prop it up on something, like on a plate or on my napkin.
Right.
I have this weird thing about not putting it...
Because it might not be clean.
I mean, if we're out in public. At home, I don't have... Yeah, at home too, maybe. Yeah. You know, because I don't want to wipe it down after.
Right.
But I don't like prop it like straight in the middle, you know. I prop it to the side maybe just so like it, because like putting it straight on top, I feel like it could roll off. So just like I used to just stick it in there a little bit and then prop it to the side, you know. But even that's not. Yeah. That's a no here. So
man, that's
very weird, right?
That's weird. The shaking of the legs.
Shaking legs, yes. I learned this one. Because my grandmother smacked me on the head.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My grandmother is a very strong woman. Everyone is afraid of her. Like all 8 of her kids. She's like really strong and really loud and very opinionated and stuff. And I remember I was shaking my kid. No, I was shaking my leg as a kid. Like really intensely, I remember. And then I just got smacked on the head, And I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
What the heck, Harmony?
What the heck, Harmony?
I was like, we called her Harmony? Because I didn't know what... I thought that's what everyone was saying.
That was her name?
Yeah, so I was like, Harmony! What the heck? And she doesn't speak English, so she told me in Korean, and I didn't know what she was saying.
Yeah.
She's like, don't shake your leg, basically.
Yeah.
And I had to find out... I asked my mom, and she's like, oh, it means you're shaking out the wealth or the luck.
Yes.
You're shaking luck out of your life or something like that. And I was just like, well, we're a poor family. We're already like,
who's been shaking the leg so far? You know. So like, what if you're okay? Because this is kind of bad because, for example, let's say you're super cold and you're like freezing.
Oh yeah.
So you're gonna start shaking.
Yeah.
And you gotta force yourself to be like, don't. Just shake the upper body and not the lower body, right? Because that's not...
Do your legs shake when you're cold? Or are you ever cold? Because you have a lot of meat on your bones.
The look you gave me when you asked that question is like, do you really...
Get cold?
Yeah,
really?
yeah, whatever, fatty. Yes, I get cold often, you know? I mean... The other question is, what about people with certain diseases that cause them to shake? You know? But do you stop shaking your legs now?
I don't know. No one's ever really called me out on it since my grandma did. But every now and then I'm reminded of the superstition because somebody else is doing it.
Really?
Yeah. But I don't know. It's because it's a good conversation starter too. If you're not Korean, or even if you are Korean,
Yeah.
Just like if someone's shaking their leg,
Yeah.
you can say, "Oh, that guy's gonna have a bad day tomorrow," or something. You know, I don't know. It's like,
how do you even say that in Korean? Like I'm just like, "Oh, 쟤 내일 좀 안 좋은 일 생길 거야." Or, you know, like, sometimes, like, you know, when I'm playing with, like, my friends' kids or whatever, like, they're kind of, you know, toddler level or age,
yeah,
you know? And then I put them on my lap and I'll shake.
Did you give them the pony ride
kind
of thing?
So that means that...
You can't do that.
In order for me to entertain this child, I am giving myself bad luck.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, just don't do that. Just maybe... Don't be lazy and get up and run around. Run around with the kid.
Yeah, I got busted. I mean, you know, like I told you, man, like being a lazy fat guy.
Get over here.
Sit on the lap. You know, because as a fat dude, like I told you, right? Fat people, when they go anywhere, they find, before they say hello to anybody, they always scope out the most comfortable place to sit down, right? So I want to stay in that position and shake the leg.
Okay.
For the kid.
Like in the States, some of the superstitions we grew up that are common were like walking under ladders, seeing black cats, not letting black cats cross your path. Right. I wonder if Koreans know about this stuff, or if they have similar superstitions as well.
Well, it can't be about black cats because there's so many cats, stray cats in Korea, dude. Like, yeah, like so many stray cats.
It's very noticeable, and it's in a lot. I thought it was just in my neighborhood until I started visiting other people, and like when I go to your place, I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is just like a national like.
And the thing is, I don't really like cats.
I'm not a cat person too, although I have met some cats that I really like. I think some cats with dog personalities.
It doesn't meow, it goes ruff.
But we used to have a cat, so I do like cats and dogs, but I tend to lean towards dogs because I've had more dogs than I've had cats.
No, and that's the thing, is like me walking to your place, I see so many stray cats, and thankfully none of them are black.
I see black cats all the time.
Really? I don't.
And I used to be superstitious about it in the States. Right. Because basically, in the States, if a black cat crosses your path, it's bad luck. Right. I don't know why. Yeah. But it happened so many times to me in Korea. I was like, you know what? I don't believe it anymore. I don't want to live my life like this. Right. I'm going to, it's good luck for all that.
That's why I take the bus to your place now. I mean, it is not. I mean, it is like maybe like a 30-minute walk from my place to your place. But I take the bus now
because
to avoid the cats.
Oh, really? You hate it that much? You hate them that much? Okay.
Or I mean, I'm lazy, but like whatever. I would say that it's the cat thing. It's not the laziness thing.
There's so many cats in my neighborhood that you can hear them like at night. They're like mating or something. They're just always like screaming all the time.
Right.
I don't know if they're fighting. Often maybe they're just mating, but
right.
I've never heard cats mate or fight until I came to Korea.
Oh, really?
And it's a pretty disturbing sound. Especially because like a lot of cats are right around my building. Anyway, enough about cats. Let's talk about. I wanted to bring up something at least. There's good superstitions too in Korea. And this one I've heard, this and a few others, that Koreans believe if you dream about pigs or livestock. No, I think it's just pigs.
Just pigs.
Right?
Tejikum, yes.
That you, that signifies that wealth is coming your way. And so my idea is just like, I don't know, when you think about something a lot or think about an old friend, randomly, but then you think about them for a few days, and they end up in your dreams. Why don't we have more pigs roaming around the streets in Korea?
Just me and you are going to go to a pig farm and just stare at pigs for like 2 days. Just be like, come on, give me that dream. But only pigs, right? Not like just fat people that we call pigs, right? Yeah. I mean, my mom told me, I don't know if this is true, but like, if you dream of like dragons, that's another one.
Dragons too. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever dreamt about a dragon?
No.
Yeah. Come to think of it, I can't remember my dreams most of the time. So yeah, I wouldn't know.
Yeah. My dreams usually just involve people and not animals, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember my dreams. I have friends that have pads by their nightstand, just so they can write down what they dreamt about. Because a lot of people often forget what their dreams were.
Yeah.
Right. And so
I've had these days I've been remembering my dreams. I don't know if that means I'm having better sleep or worse sleep or whatever, but I think I told you this one, right? Where I dreamt that I was a bodyguard for this K-pop group, but not even a new one, like an old K-pop group that they don't even perform anymore. And somehow their wardrobe was in my apartment, so we went to go get it. And as soon as I got into the door or opened the door, 2 dudes jumped in and tried to kidnap these girls. There's 3 of them, right? 3 girls, right? So I pushed the pretty one into my apartment and I locked the door and I told the 2 ugly ones, you better help me fight these dudes.
What in the world?
And I woke up because in my dream I punched one of the guys and I woke up and I punched the wall. So.
Oh my goodness. Okay. That's a terrible way to wake up.
Yeah. It hurt like crazy.
I do. You know what? The dreams I do remember are the reoccurring ones. You have reoccurring dreams. I have reoccurring dreams. The one that I always have is one where I need to run somewhere, but I can't seem to run straight. I can't get further than a foot.
Oh, really?
Like I keep running, but like I keep slipping. And the other one is, it's the last day of school, and I just realized that I didn't go to I had like a history class or something.
Oh.
And I realized I had that like once or twice a week, but I just forgot I had it and I never went to it. So it's that dream of not being able to graduate because of a mistake.
Wow.
So the reoccurring dreams I have, they're always like bad dreams.
Yeah,
like, they really stress me out.
But the not finishing school dream. I mean,
but I finished school.
Yeah, and you're 40. Like, when's the last time you went to school? What are you talking about?
But if dreams mean something, you know, this is where I'm going.
Right.
So with superstitions, like, what does that mean? You know, okay, the pigs. I want more pigs in my dreams. That's what I'm trying to say. So.
This is where you go, Danny, so we should hang out more and I'll kill you. The one thing is mirrors. Now we have in the Western culture, it is bad luck to break mirrors, correct?
Yes. Breaking a mirror means 13 years bad luck.
Right.
And 13 because 13's bad luck also.
Yeah.
So that's yeah. So I think I've broken like 7 mirrors in my life.
I've never broken a mirror.
Basically have covered my lifespan.
On purpose?
So,
you're like,
I don't know.
Clap, clap.
No, actually, I don't know. I don't remember ever breaking a mirror, but maybe I have.
So you mean to tell me Bruce Lee in the movie Enter the Dragon, when he breaks all the mirrors to try to beat the final boss?
Yeah, he broke too many. He just kind of outdid it.
Yeah.
A normal human lifespan, so the universe was like, all right, you're done. That's
why he died, and it was bad luck for his son Brandon too, who died.
Man, this is getting sad.
Yeah,
but in Korea, the mirrors have a different they have a superstition where if you have a mirror by the door, it's bad luck.
Yeah, in front of the door.
In front of the door, because you're basically you're scaring away good luck.
Yeah,
I think that's what the deal is.
So right? I think you would picture it if you open a door and you see a mirror. Mm-hmm. That's kind of like all that good luck and fortune that's supposed to come into your house is being reflected out via the mirror.
Okay,
I think it's very. I think it's more feng shui.
Sounds more feng shui. Sure.
Yeah.
Location of where you put things,
Mm-hmm.
and right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, having your. I remember when I first moved to Korea, my landlady
mm-hmm.
came to drop something off in my apartment,
mm-hmm.
and she was like, "You have to change the direction of your bed."
Mm.
And I was like, "Why?" She's like, "It's bad luck to have your bed there. So basically, put your bed facing that window."
Mm.
And I was like, "Okay." And so I did it. I don't know. I'm not really superstitious.
Right.
So, but I did it because I knew she'd probably come by again. And if I didn't, it'd be disrespectful. But maybe she saved my life in some way. I don't know. I'm starting to think maybe I should look into this stuff more.
Or you should probably just believe
Work harder?
just believe in Jesus, and I think it'll be all good. Right?
Well, I do believe in
Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's all good. Now, this is not superstition, but what about like Koreans, what do you call it? Fortune tellers?
The Sajus?
Yeah.
But before we go into Sajus, do Koreans also have fortune tellers like that? That are more mystical. When we say fortune tellers, mm-hmm. it doesn't have anything to do with Sajus.
Yeah.
Right?
They don't. So Saju is more like they ask for your when you were born, birthday, time, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But there is no like Miss Cleo, call me now.
Yeah, right. So there's a lot of Sajus in Hongdae. I know because I live in Hongdae and I see Sajus a lot. Mm-hmm. And I've gone to one before. And so at first I didn't know what it was. People had to explain to me after I got the reading, which was, this is what I want to tell you. Mm-hmm. Don't go to a Saju unless you know exactly what it is that they do. Mm. Otherwise, you're going to freak out like I did. Okay. So basically, a Saju doesn't tell your fortune. Mm-hmm. They take your birth date, so the day you were born, mm-hmm.
the
year, the time of day.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they take some other stuff too, right?
Yeah, I've never had it done on me, so I don't know.
Anyway, basically, those are very important. Mm-hmm. And then statistically, based on people that were born on your date, mm-hmm. Over the centuries, and I guess they have books, and they just base your fortunes or what's going to happen for you mm-hmm.
Based on statistics.
Okay. I didn't know this. Mm-hmm. I thought it was straight up, I was going to see a fortune teller.
Right.
And I had someone translating for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in, and they were very nonchalant. And I think the first thing they said, "Oh, you're going to get a girl pregnant next month." It was so specific. I was like, what? I don't even have a girlfriend, and I'm kind of like old-fashioned, and I believe in marriage before you have kids. And so it was really making me uncomfortable. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, what next? And they were like, well, you're going to get married, but in December. And then I was like, okay. Like, I don't, at this point, it's like January, I think. And I was like, well, I don't have a girlfriend. Then they started getting more specific about my life and saying, hey, you're going to retire before you're 50.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, but your wife's going to cheat on you before you're 50 as well, or when you're 50.
Yeah.
And then I was sad again. And she's like, oh, no, that's a good thing. And I was like, how is that a good thing? She was like, oh, no, because it's going to make your marriage stronger. Your wife's going to leave you, and like maybe a couple of years later, she's going to come back to you, and you guys are going to live happily ever after. And so for me to hear this, I was just like really confused. And I started telling people what I got, what my fortune, what they basically told me, and they said, "Oh no, it doesn't mean that's going to actually happen, but it is a possibility. You know, you can manifest these things and help manifest these things if you want it, if you want to.
Okay.
So it's like opening a door, and that door is open for you.
Right.
And so,
so have you tried to figure out how to open the door of retiring before 50?
Yeah, that's the one I'm hoping I opened.
Right.
Right. And so, and the other stuff, I'm just trying to, be really great to my wife.
Right.
And see.
It'd be interesting if you went back to that same Saju person.
Yeah.
And be like, none of them came true, yo. None of them came true.
Well, I didn't know that was what it was, but anyway. But maybe I'm wrong too. I'm still trying to figure out what completely the Saju thing is, and so.
No, if there was an actual fortune teller here, and let's say I walk into the building, and the person asks, "So how may I help you?" or whatever, I'd be like, "No, you're not that good." Like, you're not that good. You should know whatever.
I've always wondered if I could go to the same Saju dressed in different clothes, like multiple times, if I would get the same thing every time. But anyway, I guess that's it for this week's Superstition episode.
Yeah.
Just to leave, there are a few that we haven't gotten to, but we'll just say it's bad luck to put your spoon facing downward. It's also bad luck to write a name in red. Right.
Because that signifies blood or death. So, like if you're signing something, don't write it. Don't write it with a red pen. Okay. Or don't write like a letter. I don't know who does, but if you write a letter, don't write it in with red font. And
and no more shaking legs in public.
Yeah. Oh, what if you have to go pee though? Right. You have to hold it in. You're like, oh no. You just shake your arms. Anyway, let us know if you guys have any more Korean superstitions that you know. Email us at peninsulapod@gmail.com. Thank you guys for listening.
Thanks, guys.